Hi, Aries. Welcome to your 12 house spread for the second half of November. Let's just jump right in here. Oh, wow. What a beautiful start, Aries. In your first house of identity, your house, ruled by Aries and Mars, everything that makes you you is what this house is about: identity, sense of self. And you have the high priestess. So this tells us, I would say, what you're stepping into around this time, Aries, is really trusting your intuition. Your intuition is starting to become infused with your identity and who you are. So you're moving out of head and much more into intuition. A really nice balance. Looking good. What a great start, Aries.
Cool. And then the clarifier for that Aries is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles clarifying the card of deepest intuition, the High Priestess, is a lot of divine energy coming through around nourishment, nurturing, caretaking, support, anything, decisions around the home, decisions around wealth accumulation. So this is going to color the reading for the second half of November. Um, and I think it's actually really leaning into a softer type of energy, not necessarily a weaker energy, but one that is more supportive and kind. Let's see how that
Mm.
goes.
Beautiful, Aries. Also, too, the High Priestess represents unlimited potential. So, again, what a great
Mm.
start. In your second house, Aries, of values, what you're resourced with, your talents, skills, gifts, and abilities, how you create your abundance and security in the world. Interesting. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So, this is just assessing, is what I'm doing worth the energy? Am I getting out what I'm putting in? Let's see what our clarifier says.
Mhm. We have the Four of Swords. So this is all about rest and recovery in the second house. This may seem counterintuitive, but actually doing this may build that value for yourself. And Aries, it may feel like that's the last thing you want to be doing right now, but at the same time, checking out where it may be really important, if not around work, something that is supplementary to that, that would add a lot of positive energy into your work.
Lovely. In your third house of communication, ideas, thinking, you have the Five of Cups. So this is kind of a melancholy looking card. So I'm wondering what's happening in the world of thoughts, ideas, imagination. There might be maybe some old grief coming up for you that's kind of filtering up through your thoughts. I would say just go with it, allow that to be processed and to pass. But ultimately, this card is about just recognizing that you've lost your taste for something that really wasn't serving you. So you're entering into a new phase of growth and maturity. What's our clarifier say?
hmm So in the third house, we have the King of Swords. Oh, okay. I think this is really in vein with what you were talking about, Fran, because it's talking about the wisdom and experience of the past that's informing your future decisions. And this may probably have something to do with the grief that you were talking about, Fran, because around loss comes transformation and growth, and that's what's represented in the King of Swords. The butterfly on his throne represents that metamorphosis, and then the sword is all about clear decisions. It's really, what is the word? Yeah, I guess it's just clarity and pure decision making. And there's no hesitation, no doubt. So that's really comforting, actually, Aries.
I love that. In your fourth house, areas of, sorry, home, what's familiar, how you feel at home in the world, and how you're at home in your own skin, you have the Nine of Cups. So this is about deep satisfaction and fulfillment. So he's looking like the cat that got the cream. So you're entering into a phase of really deep fulfillment. So I'm wondering how this is showing up for you at home or with your chosen family, or just you feeling more at home within yourself and therefore within the world. But I'd say you're entering into a really beautiful phase of deep fulfillment. What's that clarifier say?
Yeah. So we've got upside down. The Empress card. The Empress is all about feeling relaxed in what she's grown and built. It's still producing a lot of wealth for her at the moment. It's still growing despite her not having to do very much. And I wonder if that's coming through at home for you at the moment, Aries, where you're able to relax and enjoy the benefits of what you've developed.
Really nice. In your fifth house, oh, this is an interesting card for the fifth house of creative expression ruled by Leo. It's a card it's a house that's about shining your light, and really kind of like dancing like nobody's watching. And this is kind of a contradictory energy for that house. The Four of Pentacles is very risk averse. He's holding on to that pentacle just a little too tightly. So I think you need to take a risk in the realm of creativity, whatever that means for you, a passion project, creative energy, maybe, dusting off a long lost passion, hobby, interest from the past, and really shining your light. I just got a little bit of inspiration there. I think for some of you, what this means is because the Four of Pentacles is also about financial security and stability, it's suggesting that for some of you, a creative project can bring about financial success and stability for you. So, how exciting. What's our clarifier say?
Clarifier is, I keep forgetting if it's a 7 or 8. It's the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles in this position suggests that do not forget what you've already been working so hard on. Perhaps you are feeling tired of a project or something that feels like it's just work, work, work. However, taking a step back and considering everything that's already come before may give you that fresh eyes, the fresh perspective that you're needing to continue on this journey and see things through to the end.
I just got some inspiration there too. I feel like perhaps for a lot of you, the creative project that you're working on, your passion project. So that card's also all about material success on the horizon. So I feel like material success, money, is strongly indicated around a creative project. So there's going to be some monetary remuneration around creativity for you. So whatever you're working on, it can pay off. Really nice. In your sixth house, oh, hello, how in keeping for Halloween. In your sixth house of work, choices, and health, you have the Devil card. There might be somebody toxic in the workplace. I kind of get the sense, though, the Devil card can also represent just making friends with your shadow side, and that's going to bode well for you in the workplace. Maybe in the past you've been a little bit scared of a side of you that's like really ambitious or really wants to succeed or really wants to shoot to the top. So, and you may have pushed that down into the shadow realm. So I would harness that energy. If there are toxic people at work, your surrounding cards are really positive. I would just ignore them. I wouldn't worry about that too much. What's our clarifier say?
Mm. Oop. So we've got the Six of Wands. So this is very interesting, I think, in this placement. The Devil card in the sixth house plus the Six of Wands. Is it all sixes? What's the Devil card number?
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Oh no, the Devil card, it looks like it's 15. Oh, but that adds up to a 6.
Oh,
10 and
wow.
5.
That's
No,
so
yes, it does.
interesting.
No, it doesn't. Yes, it does.
Yeah,
It's
it does. Oh, that's a triple six. So that's so
Ooh.
fascinating. In the sixth house, getting recognition, that's what the Six of Wands represents. And the Devil card can represent, unhealthy habits, or it can just be the shadow and kind of playing in that almost like a wickedness that can bring creativity. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think either way, work is going to somehow recognize your talent or skill with kind of crossing the bridge over from that dark place and bringing it into the light. Or it could be that through your recognition and the celebration of that skill and success, it may give you more access to the shadow parts in yourself. So either way, something is coming in terms of a celebration, and it's going to be linked to things that may be more taboo or outside of the box thinking that could benefit your work.
I like that. And I got inspired by you, Em. I think for a very small number of you, perhaps this success that Em was talking about might go to your head and it could play out in shadowy ways. We've all got an ego that at times can get the better of us. So maybe just keep an eye on that. So it's just a little gentle reminder to be aware of the ego, which is, a good reminder for all of us as humans. In your seventh house, Aries of relationship and partnership, you have Oh, very beautiful. You have the very lovely Seven of Cups. So this is being spoilt for choice in relationships. So for some of you, maybe you're deciding on, between two people or between a number of people in your love relationship, intimate partner relationship. What a potentially nice dilemma to have, being spoilt for choice around love. That sounds pretty nice, Aries. That's all I'm getting. What's our clarifier say?
Hmm. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, we had the eight before, and now the seven in the seventh house. We've got three sevens again.
What
That's
is going
so
on, Aries? It's
interesting. What's
Halloween.
happening? Halloween. So I don't know what three sevens mean. Maybe you can tell us. Just comment in the comments below. But the Seven of Pentacles is checking out, is this worth it? Do I need to take my eggs and put them in a different basket? Do I need to stick this through? And I think this coming up in the seventh house with the Seven of Cups is a matter of, yes, it has to be because you've been working so hard at it. And there are lots of other choices. See things through before you make a fleeting decision about jumping the ship. And if, of course, that's only if it's a safe decision to make. If it's not feeling safe, definitely make yourself safe. But I think this is kind of saying, what else can you garner from this experience and grow from?
Lovely. In your eighth house of transformation and shared resources, you have the Justice card. So this is about balance. I'm wondering, Aries, what aspect of your life feels out of balance? And I feel like whatever's out of balance, it's perhaps blocking your transformation into whatever area you would like to transform more into, because the eighth house is predominantly ruled by Pluto and Scorpio and is all about transformation. I feel some of you are fighting for justice, and that is transforming you. It's changing you on a cellular level. Let's see what our clarifier has to say.
As you were speaking, this card fell out. The Fool.
Mm.
Very interesting. So the Justice card is beckoning you into finding more balance, and the Fool card is all about stepping into newness, new energy. I think the Justice is going to come when you are willing to take a risk and move into a new territory, whatever that may be, and that will actually lead to the transformation you're desperately craving. I think, though, the Fool also reminds us that we have wisdom from past experiences, from past life. That's the story in the card, that you're not going into any experience totally blank slate and like a baby. You've got things to rely on, resources to build you, and networks that will support you. So it won't be as daunting as you're thinking. It may not be as bad. And yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
I just got a little flash of inspiration there, or a big flash. I get the sense that if you enter into the faith, like the leap of faith that the Fool represents, it's going to facilitate the transformation required to bring justice about. Having faith in justice, yeah, just kind of a sense of surrendered action. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in your ninth house, Aries, do not be alarmed, Aries, by the Tower card. In your ninth house of higher mind, expansion, travel, adventure,
Mm.
yeah, I just feel that this is saying things are changing and for the better. The change is allowing the expansion that the ninth house is all about. So go with the change, because really pain only happens around change when we resist it, when we judge it, when we make it wrong. So I would say go with the change, reframe it in your mind, and let's see what our clarifier says.
Mhm. And we've got the Lovers card. I just had to double check. The Lovers is all about duality. It's about difference coming together and complementing each other, learning how to grow ourselves by being presented with something opposite to ourselves, but also the higher road. So how do you have a relationship with your higher self? And being in the ninth house, that's all what this house is about. How can you actually expand from the crisis that you've experienced in the past around this tower moment? It's already happened, so all that's left now is to reflect and garner that wisdom.
Lovely. And it sounds like it's really going to lead to greater expansion for you. And I feel for some of you, Yeah, adventure is on the wind. Adventure and travel is on the wind. So go with that.
Mm.
In your 10th house, let me move it over here. In your 10th house of career and your contribution to the world, your public facing image, you have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is this or that thinking. So there might be, I just get the sense that some of you are feeling a little bit stymied in your career, and this or that thinking might be more externally imposed, even though this is a card of like self-imposed restriction. I'm wondering if you can push back on that a little bit in a really diplomatic way, choosing your words carefully. This card is all about, she's got that blindfold on, so she has no choice but to go deep within herself to find the answers. So yeah, as well as pushing back a little bit in your career front, I would also encourage you to go deep within and really harness that intuition and bring it forward in your career. It's going to benefit you, and people will listen. I think actually this duality is about, this is this kind of a workplace. People don't want to hear this. This is kind of out of the box thinking coming from a place of your deep intuition. Just voice it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, Aries.
Nice. The clarifier for that is, Seven of Cups, which is a repeat card from the seventh house. So there's something about that coming up in this house of reputation and status, spoiled for choice, a lot of options to choose from, which is always welcome, better than having no choices. So yeah, I think again, this is kind of commenting on what you were saying, Fran, around if you're having a thought and you're feeling reluctance of voicing that, see what happens when you let it free. And that may help you access more wisdom around selecting selecting an option that's available.
Lovely. Aries, in your 11th house of hopes, dreams, wishes, friendships, the collective, and groups, you have the Hanged Man. So, this is about a period of rest, contemplation, and kind of you feeling a little bit suspended. Your pause. This is about paused action, but very intentional paused action. He's put himself in this position so he can attain enlightenment. So, I feel that. I think this is a good thing, this pause that you're taking on some level, and it is going to bring through the wish fulfillment that you seek. I wondered too if some of you, because this is like quite a meditative card in the house of groups and the collective, if perhaps you've joined a meditation group or some sort of group where you feel like you can just kind of take this rest, take this pause, and yeah, let's see what our clarifier says.
Mm-hmm. The Five of Cups. So did this card come up in the second house?
Third house. Yeah, third
The
house of
third house.
communication.
Yeah, right. Communication. Okay, so there's something around that with wish fulfillment. When you lean into that grief and the necessary loss that has to be acknowledged and honored, I think that's what will come through. Your dream and your wish fulfillment will happen. Whatever that dream is connected to, I get the sense that I think it's about longing for something, and it's about being careful for what you're longing for. Is what you think you're wanting really what you need? Yeah, I'm getting that coming through. And I think the key to unlocking the answer for that is through that hanging in suspension, accepting that it may not be what you're requiring. And when you look deeper, it's actually something a lot more fulfilling.
Lovely, beautiful, Em. So profound.
Mm.
In your 12th house of all things spiritual, the hidden in you that wants to be revealed to the world, you have the Three of Wands. This is very fitting because the Three of Wands is all about wanting to burst forth into the world, craving different shores, craving expansion. So, this hidden part of you really wants to come up into the world and be made known. It really wants to expand. So it's just maybe borrowing a little bit from that Hanged Man, just allowing yourself that deep reflection, just to contemplate like, what is it? What part of me wants to be seen more out into the world? And how can you make that happen? So nice period of expansion coming in for you, Aries. What's our clarifier say?
Clarifier is the Five of Pentacles. So this is very fitting in the 12th house. The Five of Pentacles is about feeling too vulnerable, too raw. Your wounds are bare and people can see that and you're worried they'll exploit that. Being in the 12th house, this is asking you to check how it may actually benefit you by moving from a place of vulnerability into the open, allowing those wounds to air out with the safest people, with people you trust, but also then using what you learn from sharing with them into what can actually be brought into your everyday life in order for that deep personal change to happen.
I love that. And I just had a glance at your reading overall, Aries, and what jumped out at me was the Justice card. And what came to me from the Justice card is sometimes we don't always get justice in the external world. And sometimes we have to give that sense of justice to ourselves. I know the truth. And sometimes that has to be enough. And if we rest in that and get fulfillment from that, it can then start to show up in the outside world as within, so without. So really kind of just bask and enjoy your own sense of truth, your own sense of justice, Aries. And thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.